So they had a big second half. But Letcher's point guard was absent or hurt, injured, and they sort of struggled to take care of the basketball, threw it all over the gym.
We've got 30 seconds. We'll be live. Yeah, Matt Taylor does a good job for Letcher Central.
He does. He's just out there, buddy. He's just out there. They play hard.
Play hard.
He did a real good job at Caverna. That kid he had at Caverna is in the pros now. I don't know if he's in the G League or overseas, but he's had a real good pro career.
Excuse me. We've got 10 seconds. Welcome to the Appalachian Wireless Arena. Gary Justice and Jeff Campbell bringing you today's action as the Bears on the women's side, the men's side step out of conference, going to non-conference action as the women will be taking on the former conference foe, Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. And Jeff, it's always going back to Kentucky, the Kayak, the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference to the Mid-South. You know, these two teams they've met a lot over the years, haven't they?
They've met a lot over the years, Gary, and you know, looking at some of the pregame notes here, this is Coach Clifton Williams, his 8th year at U-Pike, but for Coach Wethington at Lindsey Wilson, you know, he's in his 34th season. So if I did my math correctly, which I may not have, I think he was coaching the women's team at Lindsey Wilson when you and I were students here at the University of Pikeville. And just a storied career, 2 storied programs, and you know, what should be a very good matchup here today in our first game.
Yeah, so the Bears come in the game. They're hot. They've won 7 straight games. They're 9-2 overall. They're 7-2 in the AAC. Again, this is a non-conference matchup. And then Lindsey Wilson's off to a great start, too. They're 10 wins and 3 losses on the season. U-Pikes, they're entering a stretch of 4 consecutive non-conference games, 3 of those of which will be here in Pikeville. The next game will be next Friday, the 22nd, and then they also play on December the 30th as well, too. So, Jeff, you know, kind of AAC is a little different. You play a lot of conference games early in the season. Typically, in that Mid-South, you kind of get almost to Christmas time, and then the second half of your season was all conference. Well, the Bears on the men's and women's side both, it's been majority of it's been conference games.
It really is, and you know, a lot of the guys that keep up with it, in you know, this being the first year in the AAC, that's what they said. You know, wow, we're playing conference games this early, and it's different. It's not bad. It's not good. It is what it is. And you know, U-Pike and the men's and women's both really off to a hot start. This women's program, you know, putting up a lot of numbers, a lot of points, shooting the ball very efficiently from behind the three-point arc, and I know that makes Coach Williams extremely happy. I think he likes where his team is right now.
As we go into the Christmas break here in this stretch of non-conference games, as far as the standings, the Bears are up to 4th in the AAC at 7-2. They trail Milligan, who is 7-1. Bryan is 8-1, and Reinhardt's a perfect 8-0 in the AAC. And then Jeff, on the rebounding front, no surprise, Morgan Stanford leading the AAC in rebounding at 13.6 per ball game.
You know, just looking again, 70 offensive rebounds and 80 defensive rebounds. Just does a good job using her body inside, and she's got that knack that all good rebounders have. She can read the ball. She knows where it's going to come off, and she works hard to get herself in a position to be there to get that offensive rebound for her team, and then is pretty efficient, especially on those offensive rebounds of getting it and putting it back in the basket.
You know, creating extra possessions for this team, as you talked about the 3-ball, you know, they've had some games. They've hit, when they played a game earlier in the season, the AAC, the Bears hit 23 threes for a school record there. And as a team, Jeff, they're shooting 35% from behind the arc, the Bears. 95 of 274 from behind the arc.
And when you're shooting the ball that well, you're going to get the green light. And, you know, that's one of the things that Coach Williams, you know, in my time watching his teams play, he's never told anybody not to shoot a good shot. And, you know, when you're shooting it at that clip, you're going to keep putting it up with all the confidence in the world, and that's what these Lady Bears have been doing thus far here in this season.
So far, the Bears come in the game averaging 82.3 points per ball game. Got 4 players averaging double figures, led by Allie Stone, 19.6 points per ball game. Bailey Frazier, 11.8. Rachel Bush, an impressive freshman at Greenup County High School, 11.4. And Morgan Stanford averaging that double-double. She has 10.1 points per ball game. India Blythe at 7.3. Then Bailey Burchfield up to 5.5. You and I talked about Bailey a little bit, the senior from Pike County Central High School. The first 3 years at the University of Pikeville, known more on the defensive end. This year, Jeff, she's putting up some offensive numbers.
She's shooting the ball really well. Just watching her here in warm-ups, she's knocking it down from long range, and from behind the arc, Bailey's shooting 41.4%, and that's a phenomenal rate for the three-point percentage for anybody. But she's putting it up with a ton of confidence, and I think that gives her teammates confidence. When you're shooting the ball well and you're scoring the ball well, everybody those shots tend to go in, and that's one thing we've seen here thus far with UPike.
The Bears on the season, as far as their shooting splits, they're 44% from the field as a team, 35% behind the arc, and an impressive 82% from the free throw line. They're averaging 41.5 rebounds per ball game, and Jeff, out-rebounding their opponents by almost 12 rebounds per game.
And that was the first note that I made today. This game could come down to rebounding. UPike has a big advantage on the glass, and if they can continue that here today against a very good Lindsey Wilson team, Gary, like you said, they're going to gain more, retain more possessions, and if they can keep shooting at that high percentage, really put themselves in a good position down the stretch to extend this win streak.
And so the Blue Raiders, we talked about their hot start on the season, 10 wins and 3 losses. Should be an up-and-down ball game, Jeff. They come in the game averaging 82 points per ball game. And one of those things you pointed out to me is they average 82 points per ball game, but they only have 3 players averaging double figures. Their leading scorer averages 13 points per ball game, and they score 83. Yeah, that's a balanced scoring.
Just a lot of balanced scoring, and sometimes that's hard to defend. Where are you going to concentrate your efforts on defense? And the more balanced, that offensive production is, a lot of times it's harder to come up with that defensive strategy. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out here this afternoon as well.
So they're led in scoring this year by Amelia Hodges at 13 points per ball game, Lucy Patterson averaging 12 points per ball game, and then Taylor Guess averaging 10 as well. Their shooting splits, they shoot 46% from the field, 33% from behind the arc, and 75% from behind the three-point arc. They average 38 rebounds per ball game, but they give up 35, so they don't have that rebounding split the Bears do. Of course, they also don't have Morgan Stanford, though, either, Jim.
Exactly right, and look for Morgan Stanford to have a big game today on the glass as well, especially, as hard as she works to like I said, to get that position. She should, probably average her, keep her double-double streak intact as well.
So we're about 3 minutes from the start here. Of course, we got a lot of people. The attendance is a little bit better than I thought today, Jeff. When you get into the Christmas breaks, the students are gone, and a lot of people out Christmas shopping. Probably a lot of people tuning in on home or on their phones, where it may be. But we got some nice crowd here. We got a group here. Rick Bentley told us that you see the big G on the front of their shirt there, Jeff. And of course, you figure it was from Grundy. Of course, Ty Compton in the men's game, that's where he's from, the head coach. But then on the back, it's a little different because it's the Grundy Golden Wave. But you remember what Rick said it was on the back of the shirt, Jeff?
It's a tidal wave.
Yeah.
But it was spelled like Ty, like Coach Compton's first name. So good to see those folks from Grundy coming out supporting, one of their own, and Coach Ty Compton here in the men's game on tap for the second game today after the women play.
Yeah, you always mention too, Jeff, like when you come over, of course, you have a daughter here who cheers for the Bears, Casey Ray, and then but you mentioned when you come over to the ball games, you always see a school group. You always see something, just the community involvement.
Oh yeah, you got a group from Grundy, a group sitting across from us over there. Not where those, not sure where those folks are from, but it's always a good thing to, there may be an AAU team, a elementary school team, a high school team. We've seen that quite often. So if you're not out here at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, you still got time to get here. The women tip off very soon. You'll be here for most of it, but 2 good games here on tap this afternoon.
As we're about a minute and a half away from opening tip, of course, we'll go through the pregame prayer and also the national anthem as well. Our dance team's here. The cheerleaders are here. Then, we just talked to a couple of bowlers there too, Jeff, before we come on the air. They're heading up to Allentown, Pennsylvania in the morning for bowling next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then they'll be heading home for the Christmas break there too. So I think sometimes and people don't realize what the collegiate athletes, especially these the crossover sports where you go from fall into spring as well too, they don't get to just go home when finals are done. They're still staying here. They're even like your daughter, she's still in the dorms. They had practice this morning. They're cheering this afternoon.
Yeah, and practice tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, maybe 2 on Tuesday. I think she'll be home late Tuesday evening. And it's some of that sacrifice, you make as a college athlete. And in today's world and society, you hear a lot about NIL and you hear a lot about all this, that, and the other. At this level, you don't really have that. These kids are doing this because they love the game, they love their school, they love the community. And I think sometimes that's a little refreshing to see. They're not in it for the almighty dollar,
I'll tell you what, we'll send it down here. It looks like Rick Bentley, or the Director of Athletic Communications, will be delivering the pregame prayer. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't sing the national anthem as well, Jeff. I believe you talk about all-around talent. Rick Bentley's got it.
He really is. I think the world of Rick, and he's been a part of this university and these sports programs for a long time, and the work he does, doesn't go unnoticed.
So we'll send it down. Well, we don't have a microphone with them, but we'll take our headsets off and we'll pause for the pregame prayer and the national anthem. We'll be back with you shortly.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Appalachian Wireless Arena. A very Merry Christmas from the University of Lightville to each and every one at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone that is able to please stand for our pregame prayer, followed by the singing of our national anthem. Offering today's prayer in the hand of the multi-talented Rick Bentley. Will you pray with us, please? Almighty God, we come to you today so thankful, Father, that you brought us to this place, to the end of another semester, Father, where these student athletes can breathe a sigh of relief and focus in on their skills as they put them on display today, Father. We pray your blessing. We pray you bless these schools as they educate your people. We ask you to bless us each and every one, dear Lord. We be mindful of what you want us to do and how you want us to behave today. Father, we ask you to be with us through this Christmas season, Father, and be with all those who are standing here. God, we love you, praise you, thank you. We beg it all in the heavenly name of Jesus. Amen. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we won were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing of that star-spangled banner yet wave. For the land of the free and the home of the
Well, Jeff, we're ready for some basketball action, I believe, here. We'll meet the starting lineups here for the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. It'll be the first. Oh, the 1,000-point club. There we go. Bailey Frazier, yes.
Congratulations to Bailey. That's
The graduate student.
huge accomplishment and something that she can be proud of and take with her for the rest of her days, that young lady.
And now we'll meet the Blue Raiders first over the starting guard, number 4, Sydney Hall, the senior from Hazard, Kentucky. She'll be followed by number 5, Jordan Stevens, the junior from Russell Springs. Third starter will be number 10, Amelia Hodges. She's the point guard, 5'6", from Bardstown High School, Bardstown, Kentucky, went to Bethlehem High School, Number 12 is Lucy Patterson, the forward, 5'9", junior from Bowling Green, went to Warren East. And then the sophomore small forward, number 21, Number 23, Jareer Thomas, the freshman, 6'1", from Henderson, Kentucky, went to Henderson County High School. Again, they're coached by John Worthington, and as Jeff talked to the pregame show, 34th season, over 600 wins.
Just a great career, a lot of wins over there for him at Lindsey Wilson.
For the Bears, number 1, Rachel Bush, the freshman from Greenup County High School, 6 foot from Greenup County. Also should be followed by number 2, Allie Stone, the 5'6" sophomore from West Carter High School down in Olive Hill. And then the 5'9" senior, number 21, Bailey Frazier from Wise, Virginia, went to Ridgeview. Again, joined the 1,000-point club. And then the senior 5'9", number 22, Morgan Stamper, went to Simon Kenton High School. And the final starter for the Bears, number 45, the 5'6" sophomore from Melbourne, Australia, India Blythe. So, Jeff, we're ready to play a little basketball here. You know, as far as size-wise, I think both teams match up pretty well. I know Thomas, the freshman for Lindsey Wilson, 6'1". You know, maybe a little different. Our tallest player is, what, 5? Nah. Got Bush at 6 foot. She's more of a forward. So it's really size, very comparable between the two teams. Both teams want to get down the floor a lot. Should be an entertaining basketball game here on Saturday afternoon.
It's all going to come down to positioning. You know, you got to be, help side defense has got to be in the right spot. That allows you to rotate, get out on shooters. And if you rotate correctly, that's when you rebound the basketball well, and that's going to tell the tale here this afternoon.
Frazier and Thomas will jump, and controlled by the Bears, and Allie Stone will bring the ball across the half-court line for the Bears.
Lindsey Wilson opens up in a man-to-man.
Frazier over to Block, back to Stone. Quick under 20 on the clock. They hedge that screen over to Rachel Bush, excuse me. Clock kicks down to 10 on the shot clock. Frazier's got it with 5 on the clock, looking for a post to Stamper, turnover to the Bears.
Frazier a little late on that entry pass. She throws it quicker. I think it gets there.
That's Sydney Hall with the basketball, swing it back over as Hodges will set the offense up for the Blue Raiders. Bush will guard Hodges up top. 15 on the shot clock.
U-Pike playing a man-to-man as well, but switching everything early.
Patterson's got the basketball all the way to the bucket, up and in. That's the first point of the ball game.
Straight line drive from Patterson. Caught it at the free throw line, straight to the basket, up and in for the first 2 of the game.
Stone will bring it down. Got a horns action up top. Stone gets the basketball, kicks back to Frazier. Shots up, shots good. Bailey Frazier gives the Bears a 3-2 lead.
That play comes about because of the penetration. Great job by Stone getting deep and finding the shooter in the corner. Bears lead 3-2.
Bailey Frazier working on that next 1,000 points.
Right, he got to start somewhere.
Hodges over to Stevens. Swinging back to Hodges. Nice pressure defense from the Bears being applied up top. Frazier goes underneath the Patterson screen. Hall's been guarded by Stone. Patterson got the basketball over to Thomas. May shuffle the feet. Left hand, the shots up and good. Give the Blue Raiders a 4-3 lead.
Lindsey Wilson with 4 points. All 4 of those points coming in the paint, Gary. Making a very efficient night here thus far.
Thomas got 2. Patterson got 2 for the Blue Raiders. And Frazier's got the only bucket for the Bears. Over to Blythe, 15 on the clock. Her pass knocked away by Stevens. She'll pick it up, and then she's going to push. Bears get back defensively. Over to Patterson. She attacks once again. Shots up. Shots good. Give her 4. Lindsey Wilson leading this one 6-3.
Good job penetration. Once again, got in the paint, but this time gets the 10-footer to go.
Stone brings the basketball down the floor. Will work off a screen from Morgan Stamper. Hodges will apply pressure for the Blue Raiders over the Bush. Got 15 on the shot clock. Frazier's got the basketball on the wing. Picks up her dribble over to Stamper. 10 on the shot clock. Blythe will get the basketball over to Bush. Up and in. Count the basket, and Rachel Bush will go to the line shooting 1.
Nice backdoor cut by Blythe to set Bush up for the hoop and the harm.
It's on Hodges as her first, team's first. Give the bucket to Bush, her first 2 points of the afternoon. Bush on the season, 78% from the free throw line. Again, Jeff, the Bears 82% as a team this year from the stripe.
Very efficient from the stripe. Gets that one to go. We thought we gave her the old jinx. She got the shooter's touch.
Bush has got 3, and then we're tied at 6. A little full-court press here, Jeff.
U-Pike bringing out the press here, 2-2-1.
Hodges got the basketball, goes between the legs. He's guarded by Frazier up top. You can tell he want to play quickly. Patterson over to Hall. She'll swing it to Stevens. Gets all the way to the bucket. Shots blocked by Rachel Bush. And she's done that several times this year. That's her 22nd block for the freshman.
Yeah.
10 on the shot clock for the Blue Raiders.
You were talking about that early, Gary. Just an impactful year from the freshman from Greenup County High School. She's long, she's tall, but she's got some really long arms, and she's a force to be reckoned with around the basket.
So the Blue Raiders will inbound from the baseline. We'll get it into Patterson. She's guarded by Stamper. Bush will pick her up now on the switch. Thomas is posting hard. 5 on the clock. Stevens got the basketball. 2, 1, shots up, shots, rattles around, comes out. Bailey Frazier come on with the defensive rebound, and she's going to push for the Bears.
Good defensive series that time by the Bears. Looking to take the lead.
Stone will work off the Morgan Stamper screen. She got hit in the head. Hopefully she's okay. It'll be on Sydney Hall. Her first, team second.
First foul of the game. UPike being aggressive. We're using that high pick and roll, trying to get in the paint and make things happen here early in the first quarter.
Swinging into Blythe. Has a basketball. Stamper's going to post. Blythe gets over the bucket. Left-handed shots up. Rattled on. Comes out. Stamper, I think that might.
Stamper kept that ball alive. Amelia Hodges was out of bounds. So when Stamper hit it, it hit off Hodges' leg. And
well, I think the officials are going to talk about it and make sure because. And it's going to stay down here. I think you're right there. Stamper didn't knock it, but Hodges was standing out of the bounds. 20 on the clock. Gets into Frazier. Over to Blythe. Stone has the basketball.
Good ball movement by the Bears.
Bush has the basketball. Feeds Stamper. Shots up. Shots good. Morgan Stamper's first bucket. Bears have the lead 8-6.
Stamper doing a good job in the post down low, using her body, getting the defender on her hip, and catches it and puts it in for 2.
Go over to Stevens. Over to Hall. A little weave action up top. 20 on the clock. Patterson got the basketball. A little quickness mismatch there. Patterson was going to be called for the walk, though, and that would be the first turnover charge for Blue Raiders. And they want Patterson to attack every single time, Jeff, we get down the floor on the offensive end.
It was a phenomenal move by Patterson. She just drug her pivot foot, but she got rid of the defender. Had she been able to stay in control, it would have been an easy basket for the Blue Raiders.
Stone has the basketball. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Stamper, swinging to Blythe. Use a couple of screens. Over to Stone, 10 on the clock. Bush, 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. Bears leading this one 11-6. Give Rachel Bush 6 early points.
It's almost that misdirection. They get the ball going, flowing one way and throw it back to Bush, and she knocked that one down from the parking lot for her 6th point of the game.
All over to Thomas. She's going to attack. Free throw line jumpers up and good. That's her first bucket, and the Bears leading this one 11-8.
Yeah, Hall got around the free throw line. Good defense by the Bears. Hall rises up with a jump shot and gets it to go for her first 2.
20 on the shot clock. Stone's got the basketball up top. She gets to the free throw line. A little misdirection. Back over to Frazier. Frazier's got the basketball with 10 on the shot clock. Spin move. Shots up with the left hand. Shots good. Give her 5. Bears leading this one 13-8.
People don't understand how difficult that shot is. Her momentum's going one way. She shoots it with her left hand. It's close to the goal, but that's a very tough shot. Made look easy by Frazier.
Throughout her career, she's a right-handed player, but she's very comfortable shooting with her left hand. Stevens had the basketball. To Thomas on the baseline. Shot rattles around, comes out. Blythe will come away with a defensive rebound. The Bears are looking to push. Bush running the floor. Shots up. Shot is no good, but she's fouled by Thomas. That'll be Thomas's first, team's 3rd.
It was a great pass by Blythe to really stretch that floor. Rachel Bush, she's tall, 6-foot freshman, athletic, running the floor, gets rewarded with the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Taylor Guess and Emily Cox will check them Blue Raiders. Bush is 1 of 1. And I did give her the jinx that time. She misses the first. She'll have 1 more. As Stevens, I'm trying to see who else checked out for the Blue Raiders. And Thomas checked out. Bush will have 1 more, and she missed both of those. Patterson, that's my apologies, Rachel Bush. Patterson going with the defensive rebound. The Bears still in control of this one, 13-8, as we're closing in on the 4-minute mark in the first period.
Pike still in the man-to-man.
Hodges runners and show for the Blue Raiders up top. Swings over the Hall. Patterson has the basketball. Guess is looking on the post. Cox has it back over to Hodges. 2 on the shot clock. Patterson shots up. The shot's good. Give her 6. Bears leading this one 13-10.
Good defensive series that time by the Bears. Sometimes they just make a shot, and Lindsey Wilson knocked that down at the end of the shot clock. 13-10, Bears lead.
Blythe trapped on the side over the Stone. 15 on the clock. Gets all the way to the bucket. Stops, pops. Allie Stone's first bucket. Bears lead this one 15-10.
Great penetration by Stone. No help defense from the Blue Raiders, and she makes them pay. 15-10.
Bailey Birchfield check in for the Bears' next dead ball. Patterson looking on the inside. Cox is going to post. Hodges has the basketball now. Gets all the way to the bucket. Back over to Sydney Hall. 10 on the shot clock. Shots up. Rattles around. Comes out. And Allie Stone comes away with it. Defensive rebound. Bailey Frazier will push for the Bears. Picks up her dribble. She's looking for help. Finds Blythe. Bush from the wing. Shots up. Shots good. Rachel Bush has 8 early points. 17-10. Bears leading this one.
Great ball movement. Blythe makes the extra pass. I thought she was open. Unselfishly gives it over to Bush for the easy jump shot.
Cox has the basketball for the Raiders. Back over to Hodges. Patterson on the baseline. Shots up. Rattles run comes out. And it might be on. I'm trying to pick up that number. It's going to be on Guess. No, Cox, excuse me. Her first, team's 4th. So you'll have Julia Parker and Bailey Frazier checking for the Bears for Blythe and Bush. And then you'll have number 1, Claire Fleming will check in for the Blue Raiders. And I missed that. I had one other sub too, I thought. Nope, Claire Fleming was the only sub for. So for on 4 for the Bears, Stone, Parker, Frazier, Birchfield, and Stamper. Bears leading this one 17-10. Stone's got the basketball, gets to the free throw line, finds Stamper working in the post. Shots up, shots good. Morgan Stamper's got 4, Bears up by 9.
A little high pick and roll action that time from the Bears. Getting Stamper another bucket down low.
Stevens has the basketball up top. Going to get all the way to the bucket. They're going to call Frazier. There's going to be no shot on the floor. That'll be her first, and that's the first call on the Bears here in the first period. So it'll be 20 on the shot clock, and the Bears will inbound the basketball. I'm sorry, the Blue Raiders will inbound on the baseline.
Lindsey Wilson this out of bounds set, try to get something easy. Good job by the Bears. Have to back it out and reset it.
Fleming's got the basketball as we close in on the 10-second mark on the shot clock. Gets over to Guess. Feeds Cox. Shots up. Doesn't go. Julia Parker, who just checked in, will be called for the foul. And that will give Cox 2 shots on the season.
You know, since Cox has checked into the game, Emily Cox.
She is 63% from the free throw line.
They're really trying to pound it down low to her, and they've not been able to. UPike's done a good job. That time they get it to her on the low block, and she's fouled and will have one more.
She makes the first one. It's her first point of the afternoon. She'll have one more, Jeff said. Makes both of them, makes it 19-12, give Cox 2 as we're under the 2-minute mark here in the first period.
Lindsey Wilson has 12 points. Other than the 2 free throws and a Sydney Hall jump shot, the other ones have came in the paint.
Kick ball will be called on Stevens. It'll be 20 on the clock. The Bears will inbound on the sideline.
Stone trying to hit Stamper on the high post.
So something with Birchfield and Parker come off the bench, Jeff. They're 3rd and 5th in 3-point percentage in the conference. Both of them well over 40%. So feed Stamper. Patterson tries to jump the passing lane, unable to do so. Stone's got the basketball. Julia Parker's got it. 10 on the clock to a feed Stamper. She finds Frazier. Her shot's up. Rattles run comes out. They'll battle for it. The Blue Raiders will come away with it. They're going to push. It's Stevens with the basketball. Finds Fleming. Guess got the basketball all the way to the bucket. That's her first bucket. 19-14 Bears.
Good take by Guess. Gets around Stamper. Gets the angle. She's able to use the backboard. Puts it up and in.
She averages 10 points per ball game off the bench for the Blue Raiders. Stone will feed Stamper.
Well, Stamper draws a lot of action. She's getting double teamed every
Parker
time she touches
shots
it.
up. Rattles around, comes out. Patterson come away with the defensive rebound, and Bailey Frazier will be called for her second personal foul. And that's the Bears' second foul in the first period, as Bush will check in for Frazier, then Thomas will check in for Patterson, and then number 22, Natalie Gentry, the freshman from LaRue High School, will check in. Oh, she will be summoned back to the bench. She will not check in. So we're 50 seconds played in the first period, 19-14 Bears.
Very well played game so far, Gary. A lot of action.
Up and down action. The Bears a little bit of zone defense here, Jeff.
Yeah, a little 2-3, trying to throw Lindsey Wilson off, maybe steal a possession.
I think it's going to get Stamper on the push there. I guess a little pump fake. Got Stamper in the air. He is on Morgan. Be her first. That'll be the team's third. I think the scoreboard shows it's the team's second, but it's the team's third because Bailey's got 2 herself.
Yeah, UPike played the majority of the first quarter without committing a foul. Now all of a sudden they've picked up 3 team fouls in a hurry, like you said, 2 on.
Well, they're saying now the Bears have 4 teams fouls, but I don't. But anyway, it's Morgan's first. I'm not for sure how many is on the team. I think it's 3 on the team, though. 20 on the clock. Guess has the basketball. Going to feed Cox. Cox all the way to the bucket. Rattles around, comes out. Allie Stone will come away with the defensive rebound for the Bears. Shot clock's off. The Bears can hold for the last shot if they want to.
Good job by Stone getting down in there to get the rebound. Really, Bears doing a good job, team rebounding the basketball.
Stone picks up a dribble a long way from the basket. 10 on the clock. Go get it back to Stone. Guarded by Guess up top. Stone will use a Morgan Stamper screen. Free throw line jumper is roused around to the front of the rim. Come away with the Blue Raiders will have one last heave at it. It will not count if it goes. At the end of the first period, the Bears leading this one 19-14, Jeff.
The Bears doing what they need to do. They come out, really look to pound the ball inside to Stamper. When she's heavily guarded, she's double teamed, she's kicking it out to the shooters. Not shooting as efficiently from behind the three-point line just yet, but it's still early, and the Bears lead by 5, 19-14.
The thing is, kind of a unique thing here, Jeff, is Morgan Stamper went the whole first period without a rebound, and she played all 10 minutes, which I think every time the shot's going up, they're getting 1 or 2 bodies on Morgan Stamper.
She's drawing a crowd. She's, they're trying to get her the ball, and they've got one. They're trying to – Lindsey Wilson's – they're fronting her and giving help on the weak side. And when that shot goes up, she's got 2 girls, like you said, Gary, 2 women trying to block her out. And she's got to work her way through that. But what should happen, if she keeps fighting, she keeps working hard, it's going to free up somebody else to come in and get that rebound. So, team rebounding is important. We've seen Stone dip down and get a couple of rebounds, because her teammates not been able to. So
the Bears scored 19 that first period, Jeff. They went the final 2:26 that first period without a point, though. The Bears led in scoring that first period by Rachel Bush's 8, 5 for Frazier, 4 for Stamper, 2 for Stone. Bears 8 of 11 from the field, 72%, 2 of 4 from deep, and 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Rebounding margin, both teams got 5 rebounds in that first period. The Blue Raiders 6 of 12 from the floor. They have not shot a 3-point shot, and they're 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The Blue Raiders turned over 1 time. The Bears turned over 2 times. As you said, Jeff, pretty clean ball game in that first period.
No real pressure. Everybody just sort of getting back, trying to keep their man in front of them, make them earn everything. And sometimes that cuts down on those turnovers.
On draw day, he'll checked in for Stamper at the start of the quarter. Hall shots up, no good. Thomas will come away with the offensive rebound, give her 4. It's 19-16, a little 6-0 run by the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, UPike needs a basket here to answer this Blue Raider run. Lindsey's playing his own now.
Stone is checked out as well for the Bears. On draw day, over to Blythe, her 3-point shot, rattles around, comes out. And that is Thomas will come away with the defensive rebound for the Blue Raiders. Let's swing over to Hodges. Being guarded by Birchfield, gets all the way to the bucket. Knocked away, out of bounds, 19 on the shot clock. Blue Raiders will inbound from the baseline, and it'll be a timeout by the Bears. Let's see, it'll be a 30 or a full. Be a 30. So Coach Williams evidently did not see something he liked there, Jeff. 52 seconds into the second period, he calls a timeout.
Yeah, a good timeout. And I'm wondering if he's trying to, clean something up on the offensive end or clean something up on the defensive end. Lindsey Wilson went zone that last possession. UPike looked a little bit out of sorts, but Coach Williams not a whole lot of time in the huddle there, so whatever it was something simple. Just wanted to deliver that message to his team.
So we'll break the huddle here now, and again, the Blue Raiders will have 19 on the shot clock. 9:08 to go in the second period. Bears leading this one 19-16. However, the Blue Raiders are on a 6-0 run right now. Hodges will trigger it inbounds for Blue Raiders. Get into Patterson. He's closing on 15 on the shot clock. Stevens got the basketball. Gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up. Rattles run comes out. Fight for the rebound. Bush and Patterson jump ball. The Bears should have possession. They do. Nice job, Rachel Bush there. Not playing like a freshman, Jeff. She's coming in and she plays very aggressively on the offensive end and the defensive end.
And she sure does. And it seems to always be in the right spot. It's like she really understands the game and, has come in early her freshman year and been a huge contributor for the Bears.
Blythe three-point shots up. Three-point shots good. Bears leading this one 22-16 as Blythe gets on the scoreboard on this afternoon.
Amelia Hodges for Lindsey Wilson went for the steal, didn't get it. Bears made them pay with a long-range three-pointer.
That's the third make from the three-point land for the Bears this afternoon. Over to Sydney Hall. Bears not staying in that zone defense. Stevens got the basketball. She's going to attack the bucket on draw day. Try to show a little resistance. Unable to do so. Stevens gets the bucket her first. Bears leading this one 22-18.
I think it's what Coach Williams was a little concerned about. He went to the zone to try to cut down on the penetration, and Lindsey Wilson still able to penetrate.
Julia Parker passes intercepted by Patterson as she was trying to feed Bush on the inside. I wish Julia just shot that basketball. She was open. Patterson got the basketball, knocked away by Birchfield. She's going to be called for the hack. It'll be her first, team's first in the second period. And Allie Stone will return to the lineup for the Bears, and she's going to replace Julia Parker.
Yeah, like you said, Gary, Parker just a little bit late with that entry pass. Turns it over. I'm like you. I thought she should have shot it. She had a good look.
It really is one of those things. It's kind of both plays have been right? The shot or the pass. It just like there might be a split second too long on the thought process. Sydney Hall shot out of the corner, comes out. Rachel Bush come over with the defensive rebound for the Bears, and she'll give it over to Allie Stone. Morgan Stamper check back into the Bears' next dead ball. Bush has the basketball being guarded by Thomas up top. Stone will come set Stone. Bush will set Stone a pig over to Blythe. Has the basketball, gets to the bucket. Bush's shots up. Shots good. That's a 2-point bucket. She has 10. The Bears lead this one 25-18.
Another great pass from Blythe. Dribble penetration, setting up her teammate in the corner. Just real good execution that time by UPike.
Bears doing a good job sharing the basketball in the afternoon. Birchfield showing some defensive pressure on Stevens. I believe that's going to be her second foul. They will whistle Birchfield her second, team second. Here in the second period. Stamper returned to the lineup, and she's going to replace Andrade, who gave Bears some good minutes off the bench.
Yeah, good minutes by Andrade. Just, she's long. She causes problems in there, had a couple rebounds.
Abby Atkins going to check in for the Bears, too. I'm not sure if this possession. Yep, she'll check in. And she's going to replace Bailey Birchfield, who picked up those 2 fouls. Atkins, the sophomore from Elliott County. Junior from Elliott County. Her sister plays for KCU.
Athletic family there in Sandy Hook.
Hodges getting to Patterson, 20 on the clock. Bears go back to that man-to-man defense this time. Blythe will guard Hodges up top. Show a little horns action. Hodges, a little hesitation dribble, gets all the way to the bucket looking for help. Pass is knocked away. Hall's got it 5 on the shot clock, though. He picks out the Steven. All the way to the bucket, shots up, shots good. Jordan Stevens give her 4, makes it 25-20.
Stevens caught it 22 feet from the basket, dribbled straight to the front of the rim and put it in to cut the Bear lead to 5, 25-20.
Atkins over to Stone, swings back over to Abby Atkins, who swings back to Blythe. Zone defense from the Blue Raiders. Stone over to Stamper, back to work at the Bush. No, go back over to Atkins. Got 10 on the shot clock. Stone's with the basketball. Over to Bush. Bush with 5 on the clock. He's over to Abby Atkins. She's looking for help. Picks up her dribble. Long way for the basket. 3 on the shot clock. Turnover to the Bears. That'll be their fourth of the day. Hall all the way to the bucket. Blocked at the bucket by Allie Stone. Lucy Patterson has the basket with Thomas. Shots up. Does not go, but she'll go line shooting 2. As the Bears will whistle for their 3rd foul here in the period. It's on Abby Atkins.
Atkins hustling, commits the foul, and that's going to send Dree Thomas to the line for 2 shots.
She's 81% on the season, 17 of 21. This is her first trip on the afternoon. Makes it 25-21. Bears leading this one with 6:18 to go in the second period.
Gets this one to go, Gary, so cut it to a 1-possession game.
Up and good. That's Thomas. She has 6 on the afternoon. She's tied with Patterson for the team lead scoring so far today. Bears leading this one 25-22. As Guess will check back in with the Blue Raiders' next dead ball. Bush shots up. Rattles run comes out. Stamper with her first rebound of the afternoon. Offensive end. Battle for it. Comes out. Thomas. Entered the outlet pass. Little congestion there, Jeff.
It was. UPike had a couple good looks, not able to get it to go.
Yeah.
There's some blood out here on a player.
And Thomas will check out. Maybe I don't think it's anything major. It looks like maybe just a finger maybe got cut.
Right.
Guess check back in for Thomas.
So maybe that fingernail got bent backwards, which on a pain scale of 1 to 10 has to be close to a 9.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think so, being such a small part of your body, but it just seemed like, whether it be a paper cut or
right.
or a fingernail, they just got maybe a drip of blood on the floor. They got a protocol they must follow, and of course the training staff here for UPike will take care of that. First of all, Lauren Curley's going to take care of the player, Thomas, on her finger, and then she will take care of the blood on the floor. Evidently no blood on the floor. Now they're going to just inbound from the sideline here.
Both coaches trying to take advantage of maybe a little extra time out here, having a word with their girls, their women, their players, excuse me.
So 5:50 to play in the second period. Bears leading this one 25-22. Hodges has the basketball at the top, guarded by Blythe. It's over to Sydney Hall. Bears a zone. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, they're still packed up in that zone, trying to cut down on the penetration, get the ball out of the paint.
Stevens shots up, rattles run, comes out, and Allie Stone will come away with the defensive rebound, and she's fouled. We're just going to call this on Guess. It is. That would be Guess's first foul, and it's the first foul called Blue Raiders in the second period. Nice, strong defensive rebound by Stone.
Allie Stone doing a great job rebounding her position. A point guard gets down in the tall timber, and she's come out there with 3 or 4 rebounds already today. That's
her third rebound of the day. Got 3 assists. Blythe, 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. India Blythe's second made 3 of the afternoon. Give her 6. And the Bears lead is 6 at 28-22.
She's played a great game thus far. A little high pick and roll action. Her man was helping off. She opened in the corner, makes it look easy.
Blythe's got 6 points, 3 assists as well. Bears sharing the basketball in the afternoon. Stevens, he's all with the bucket. Shots up, shots good. Stevens with a nice drive, give her 6. And Bears leading this one 28-24.
We're in a little isolation to Stevens. Ball started on the left side, reversed to her on the right side, one-on-one. She made it look pretty easy getting to the paint for the basket.
Stone's got the basketball at the free throw line. A little hesitation dribble all the way to the bucket. Shot comes out. Stamper, offensive rebound. Power dribble, looking for help. Abby Atkins will back it out. 15 on the clock. Finds Stone, back over to Atkins. 10 on the clock. Blythe looking to Bush. Will use a screen. Gets to the bucket. Finds Bush again. Got 5 on the clock this time. Will feed Stamper. Back to Blythe. Shots up. Hits the front of the ring. Stamper will get her third rebound. Bush, 3-point shots up. Rattles run comes out. And that is Stevens will come away with the defensive rebound for the Blue Raiders.
Great play by UPike. Stamper really unselfish. Not able to get the outside shot to go was Bush. And Lindsey Wilson comes away with a basketball.
Hall over to Stevens. Over to Hodges. Patterson got it on the baseline. Hodges shots up. Shots good for Amelia Hodges. It's her first basket of the afternoon. Makes it 28-27. She's the team's leading scorer at 13 points per ball game. That's her first bucket.
UPike done a good job on her thus far. That was a long contested 3.
The closest this ball game been in a long time. Bush from the baseline. Shots up. Shots good. Give her 13 on the afternoon. The Bears leading this one 30-27.
She's one of these players. She really looks unbothered. She's not caught up in the moment. No moment's really too big for her, and really impressed with her thus far here this afternoon. Made that one from about 18 feet.
Cox over to Patterson, been guarded by Stamper. Patterson gets to the bucket, shots up. Shots comes out. Rachel Bush is going to battle for a rebound. That's her 4th rebound of the afternoon. And the Bears will have the basketball as we close in on a 3-minute mark in the second period, leading this one 30-27. Bailey Frazier will check back in with the Bears' next head ball. Stone over the bush on the baseline, 15 on the shot clock. Stone's got it up top. 5 on the shot clock, gets to the bucket. She finds Bush. Bush's shot's up. Shot no good. Stamper with her 4th offensive rebound. She's blocked. They're going to get Patterson. Patterson will be her first foul, team second. But it's going to send Stamper to the line for 2. And Jeff, her freshman year, Morgan Stamper was around 60% from the free throw line. This year as a senior, she is 84%. And you'll notice she has a one-handed, it's not awkward, it's a one-handed free throw.
Well, it's something that she's really worked on. You know, you can tell any time you see an increase like that from the free throw line, there's been some, thought, there's been some practice put in. And, Morgan is, you talk to Gary, I don't think she had a rebound in the first quarter. She's really hit the glass hard here in the second, and that offensive rebound's what earned her this trip to the free throw line.
She's got 4 rebounds here in the second. She makes it and gives Stamper 5 on the afternoon, and the lead is 4 for the Bears as we close in on 2.5 minutes until halftime.
All that left hand really does is just help support the basketballs. It's really every shot's really a one-handed shot, but 1 out of 2 from the line there for Stamper.
Hodges up top, 3-point shots up. Rattles run comes out. Stone it's knocked away from her. Bush will come away with the basketball, and she's going to hold it up. The Bears run a little offense, leading this one 31-27 as we close in on 2 minutes in the second period.
Good ball movement from the Bears. Lindsey Wilson back in a man-to-man. Look for U-Pike to really try to get it down low to Stamper.
And that'll be the 5th turnover charge for the Bears this afternoon as it's knocked away by Thomas. Hodges got the basketball. On a push. Borders just checked in for the Blue Raiders. Hodges 3-point shots up. Rattles around, comes out. Frazier, who just checked back in with the Bears, comes away with a defensive rebound. She'll give it to Blythe. Frazier over to Stone.
Bears going to take their time and set this one up, Gary. Try to run this high horns action again.
Gets all the way to the bucket, and that's Guess with the block. As Stevens return for the Blue Raiders, he'll replace Borders.
Blythe being really aggressive. Caught the ball over here on the wing. Tried to dribble in the paint, make something happen. The ball deflected out of bounds by the Blue Raiders. U-Pike will trigger it in underneath their own basket.
Fleming will check back in as Hodges will check out. She's got a little limp to her giddy up. She's wearing a brace on her right knee. 7 on the clock. Blythe 3-point shots up. Rattles round, comes out. And it'll be Blue Raiders basketball. 1:12 to play till halftime.
When Lindsey Wilson, for the majority of this game, when they've had one player on Stamper trying to block her out, she's always got a hand on it. When she's not been able to get a hand on it, there's been 2 or 3 around her, and on some of those she has.
Guess over to Borders, or Fleming, excuse me. Guess has knocked away by Allie Stone. That's her first steal of the afternoon. It's going to be a foul.
Good hands down there by Stone to get a possession, steal a possession for U-Pike, then draws the foul.
That's going to be on number 11. It's on Guess. It'll be the team's 3rd foul in the second period, and Guess on the day, that'll be her 2nd foul, I believe, or her 1st. Frazier's got the basketball. Stamper in the pose. Shots up, shots good, give her 7. Bears lead this one 33-27.
You cannot defend her one-on-one in the post. She's going to make you pay, and just a phenomenal player, phenomenal move down inside by Stamper.
Fleming over to Stevens, back over to Guess. She feeds Stevens in the post. Backdoor cut by Thomas. Stevens shots up, comes out. Ball's knocked around Guess. Another opportunity, shots up, shots good for Guess. Give her 4, and the lead is 4, 33-29, as we close at 10 seconds to go to halftime.
Bears just couldn't secure the rebound.
At the buzzer, Rachel Bush. Give her 15, and the Bears will go to the halftime break leading this one 35-29.
Was a very unselfish play by Stamper. She knew the shot clock, or the game clock, excuse me, was running down. Faced up, saw her teammate under there wide open, kicks it over to Bush, and for the layup at the buzzer for the U-Pike Bears. Bears lead by 6, 35-29.
As we'll swing here, we'll get our pretty mugs here on the halftime here. Then we're going to be joined here shortly at the halftime with Brad Yoder, the assistant athletic director at the University of Pike, for an interview. And Jeff, here at halftime, the Bears shooting the basketball extremely well, 14 of 26 from the floor, 54%, 5 of 11 from deep, 45%, 2 of 5 from the free throw line, a little uncharacteristic for the Bears. The Blue Raiders 12 of 27, 1 of 5 from deep, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Rebounding, Bears leading that one 16-12. On those 14 made buckets for the Bears, Jeff, 12 assists. Can't get much better than that, can you?
Very unselfish basketball. Blythe, Stamper had an assist at the end. Bush with an assist. Very unselfish, sharing a basketball, and that's what you want. It's Coach Williams is something to take key on. They practice, and he emphasizes, and you see it play out here today.
It's for the Blue Raiders in that first half, trio players with 6 points. Stevens, Thomas, and Patterson, all three had 6 points. Geis also had 4. They had led in rebounding by Thomas that first period with 4. And then Hall had 2 steals lead the Blue Raiders in that first half. For the Bears, Bush led the way with 15, 7 for Stamper, 6 for Blythe, 5 for Frazier, 2 for Stone. And then they had a trio of players with 4 rebounds in that first half, Bush, Stone, and Stamper. So let's get Brad Yoder here on. Jeff, you care to let me use your headset?
I don't mind a bit. I'd be honored.
I'm Brad Yoder, the assistant athletic director at the University of Pike. Will hop on for an interview here. Well, Brad, appreciate you coming up and joining us for the halftime interview there.
Yeah, you're welcome, Gary.
So the Lady Bears are leading this one 35-29. Kind of a quick start for the Bears, but then kind of towards the end of the first period and start of the second period, the offense kind of struggled a little bit.
Yeah, in the first quarter they were doing a really good job of getting it inside out, a lot of open jumpers. Lindsey Wilson's doing a good job of switching between zone and man. Our team's been able to figure it out, but I think that's kind of slowed us down the initial couple possessions where we've had to figure out, are they in zone, are they in man, have they switched again?
Right. So, Brad, a lot of folks at home, we got the camera on us here, so everybody see your mug there too. Your time at the University of Pikeville, you've been spent a variety of different roles here at the U Pike. You've been on the coaching staff for the men's basketball team. Then you went to, is it Bethany, Kansas? Was that your first stop after U Pike?
That was. So I was a student assistant here. I was a graduate assistant here for men's basketball. And then I got hired as a full-time assistant out at Bethany College in Kansas. I was there for 2 years, and then I went to Nicholls State in Louisiana as the director of basketball operations. And then I went back to Bethany for 3 years. I was the associate head coach for men's basketball, and then I added the title of sports information director for a year, and then after that I was an assistant AD for a year, and then came back here. So.
And this you just recently got promoted to the assistant athletic director, right?
Yes. So I've been back 2 years. First year I was the administrative assistant to the athletic director, and then in August I got promoted to assistant athletic director.
So, Brad, talk about your roles. You mentioned you come in as a student assistant first, then a graduate assistant. Was coaching always something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I really probably about my sophomore, junior year of high school, I knew that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay in athletics, initially on the coaching side, and then as I've been in it and kind of progressed professionally, I've transitioned into an administrative role, and it's something I really enjoy. It gives me a chance to help, not just one team, but all of our teams, and help our coaches and really make sure things are running smooth for them.
So, real quick, that stop at Nicholls State, there's some U-Pike ties in there too, right? Was that when Richie was down there, Coach Riley?
So I got there right after Coach Riley was there. His assistant coach that ended up being the head coach, Austin Claunch, hired me. But we actually had 3 U-Pike guys on staff down there. I was there. Matthew Taylor, who was an assistant coach when I was here, was an assistant down there. And then Nick Bowman, who was a graduate assistant here was an assistant down there. So we had a lot of U-Pike ties down there.
That Kelly Wells coaching tree keeps on getting larger and larger, right?
It does.
So tell us a little bit about the athletic department at the University of Pikeville. I know we have an interim athletic director now in Robert Staggs, who's been at the university for a long time, and he's no stranger to this role as far as athletic director. I know the search is still going on, but now you recently got promoted to the assistant athletic director. So what's going on in the world of athletics at the University of Pikeville?
Well, we just had our football team got 12 scholar athletes for
That's awesome.
Daktronics. We had 33 all-conference members for academic all-conference for football. As you know, we've transitioned into the AAC, and that's really been great for our teams. It's been closer travel.
Much better.
And I think our teams have really, it's shown on the courts and on the fields that our teams have transitioned really well into our new conference.
I think a lot of folks are liking not have to be in the van as long, or as far as also on the bus as long. And you just mentioned the number of people academically all conference on the football team and just throughout the entire athletic department. I think it allows the student athletes to be in the classroom more.
Yes.
Versus having to try to do all the studies online.
Yeah, we did some studies when we were looking into the change. And in the Mid-South, we had some 8-hour trips. Switching to the AAC, our farthest trip is 6 hours. And our average trip has been cut down by 100 miles.
So you think about it, that's 100 miles, you're probably looking close to 2 hours,
Close
right?
to 2 hours on every trip is the average that we've saved.
So
and that allows us to leave later. After classes are finished, we're not having to miss classes to make it to games on time. And I think it's been a nice change for our student athletes.
So talk to me about the future of U-Pike athletics. Well, what's on? Can you kind of look at your crystal ball? What's going on in the world of U-Pike athletics, the future?
Yeah. Well, like you said, we're doing an athletic director search right now. We're looking for a new leader, somebody that can come in and really help us grow. And obviously Bear Mountain's still on the horizon. We're working to get facilities up there, and I really think once we get facilities up there, it'll really improve our athletic department. Right now we're scattered. Everybody knows that we're scattered between the gym and Bob Amos and Hambly, and we're kind of all over the place.
Right.
Getting that central location, I think, will really enhance our student athlete experience and allow our kids to take some ownership of those facilities and really make it ours and kind of have a shining light on top of Bear Mountain for us.
It's one of those things too. You mentioned having a central location, and I think it'll allow the student athletes to support each other even more. I mean, you have a great community already here at U-Pike and in the athletic department, and the culture is really good. If you have that central location, so if somebody's wrapping for practice and there's a baseball game going on, they come for practice and watch the baseball game, or vice versa, or their games is completed. Softball game is completed, they can hop over to the baseball field, or whatever it may be. It just allows everything. Right now, because you have everything being spread out, it's hard to go from here to there and catch a tail end of a football game.
Exactly, and especially with some of the facilities that we share with the city right now, practice times are tough to come by. So, you might have a team that's practicing, 9 to 11 at night. Well, when we get that facility built up on Bear Mountain, we'll be able to, have practices, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, and be done by 9 o'clock, where we're starting some practices there now.
So you've had, as far as athletics here during the fall semester, had some, I know you had a lot of, on football team, football team had a lot of accomplishments there. Archery's had a lot of accomplishments. The golf teams, both men's and women's, have been very successful too. Bowling teams are both off to a great start this year too. So it's a great day to be a Bear, right, Brad?
It is, and we always say a high tide lifts all boats, and we've got a lot of high tides right now. All of our teams are doing really well academically. We're excelling on the courts and on the fields, and like you said, all of our teams in the fall had great seasons. So I think we've got a lot of people in place right now that are the right people that are doing a great job, and you see it translating into success not only athletically but academically as well.
The statistic that I saw, Brad, that I was impressed with was the spring of 2023, because we haven't got all the fall numbers yet. The spring of 2023, the average GPA of a student athlete at University of Pikeville was 3.4.
Yeah.
Now, it's not because they're given their grades. It's because, one, the focus is on academics. It's not on athletics. You have kind of a structured as far as study hall is concerned. the academic resources, have everything in place for a student to be successful.
Yeah, the Center for Academic Excellence with Megan Childress, Lori Hypes, and Daria Aguilar, they do a fantastic job of working with our student athletes and setting up tutoring for them, setting up study hall hours for them. And, like you said, 3.4 for the entire department. We had one team GPA under a 3.0.
One team out of 26?
Out of 26 varsity teams, we had one team under a 3.0. You look at women's golf and women's basketball, they had the top GPAs nationally for the NAIA level for those two sports.
Because it's more, we definitely want to create an experience while they're 4 years at the University of Pikeville, but also we make sure they're set up for the next 40 years during their working career.
Yeah, and they're doing a terrific job in the classroom right now. Women's basketball, they had a 3.8 as a team GPA last spring. That's unheard of. I mean, you think about
as a team.
As a team, you think about you've got 15 of them, and they have a 3.8 GPA. That's unbelievable.
That's not many Bs.
No. So, we've got a great group of student athletes. We've got a great group of coaches. I couldn't be prouder of the work that everybody in the department's doing.
So, Brad, talk about the challenges here. Like you have Jeff and I talked a little bit about it during the pregame show about the sports that kind of span the fall and the spring too. So now, most students are gone for the Christmas break, but you still have a lot of student athletes. You got men's, women's basketball today. I talked to a couple bowlers here before the game. They're heading to Allentown, Pennsylvania tomorrow. Yep. They got a 4-day tournament Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Cheerleaders and the dancers are still here. Talk about the challenges for a student athlete who don't get to go home as quickly as everybody else does.
No, and we've got wrestling competing today as well on the road. But it's a challenge for them. Obviously the semester finished up the other day, and they're committed to athletics, and so they're still here. And they're practicing. They're having to stay on campus extra, and spend some time away from family. Men's and women's basketball will be here next week. Of course, bowling's going to be in Pennsylvania, and while everybody else is at home, eating pie and mom and dad's cooking, they're here and they're working hard and competing.
But also, I know just from my time at the University of Pikeville, all the student athletes they're taken care of as well. They just don't shut everything down. They make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah, our housing folks do a great job of making sure that the dorms are open for them and that they have everything they need. Our coaches do a tremendous job during this period of really taking care of the kids, making sure that they're fed, that they have everything they need, and that really they feel like they're at home, even though they're away from home, they're home.
And some of the challenges too, like during you talking about the Christmas break, because I know the cafeteria will go ahead and close up, right, because the majority of students are gone. So you talk about the coaches making sure the student athletes are taken care of, and it includes feeding them too, and making sure they feel at home.
Yeah, and they do a good job of that. We've got a lot of corporate sponsors locally that do a good job with us on different deals and making sure we're able to feed our teams. But a lot of that's the coaches. They get out there, they talk to people, they schedule those times to go eat, and they do a really good job of the student athlete experience is I think what makes UPike special, and that starts with our coaches. They do a great job of making sure that our students have everything they need and have a tremendous experience while they're here.
Well, my closing comment, as we're about a minute and a half till the second half, is that to commend you, the job that you've done as last year as the administrative assistant, then get promoted to the assistant athletic director. Even during this search time as far as athletic director, the student athletes have not gone without anything, and the athletic department continues to grow. So we appreciate the job you're doing for us, Brad.
I appreciate that, Gary, but it's a group effort. I wouldn't be where I'm at without Coach Wells. He really did a good job of preparing me to take on more responsibilities, and Coach Staggs has been tremendous as the interim AD, and we've got a great team. We've got Rick Bentley and Wyatt Oxley down there, our sports information director, and they do a great job with the game setups and making sure everything's running smooth. So we've got a really good team.
Well, Brad, we appreciate you. Let's go win a couple ball games here.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
Yep.
So we'll close it in on a minute to play until the second half. And Jeff will swing back in with me here as well. As looks like for the Bears, it'll be the starters back on the floor: Fraser, Stone, Bush, Stamper, and Blythe. I tell you, Jeff, I was just talking to Brad a little bit there, the assistant athletic director. Even going through the search for the next athletic director, the athletic department continues to grow. All that's a lot of it due to Brad Yoder's leadership.
It is. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's been here. He understands the community, the university, the needs of both the university and the community for that matter. And it's, when you take that and somebody like him who has, compassion for leadership, that has that growth mindset that we've talked a whole lot about, you're going to see, good things happen. And I know we sure appreciate Brad and all the work he's done here for the University of Pikeville.
He's definitely a we, not a me guy, that's for sure. Bears open up the zone in the second half. Hall over to Guess, who'll make the second half start. It's over to the bucket. Bush is going to be called for the foul as Patterson's shot won't go. And that will be Bush's first foul of the afternoon. And that will send Patterson to the line to shoot one. This will be her first trip on the season. She's 75%. Don't look like Hodges is making that second half start, Jeff. And I see it. Patterson's first shot's up and good, give her 7. I see Hodges down here. It looked like she's trying to get that knee stretched out. Do you see
she was limping a little bit earlier, Gary.
Right there towards the end of that first half, right?
Yeah, when she come off, and hopefully she's okay, being attended to by Lindsey Wilson personnel.
Patterson makes them both, makes it 35-31, give her 8 on the afternoon. Bears got the basketball. Over to Blythe, back over to Stone, over to Frazier. Stone defense once again from the Blue Raiders. Stone swinging the Blythe, 3-point shots up. 3-point shot rattles around. Morgan Stamper with her 5th offensive rebound of the afternoon. Back over the Bush. Got 15 on the shot clock. Blythe has the basketball over to Stone. 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. Allie Stone's first of the afternoon, give her 5. Bears leading this one by 7.
And how much confidence do you have as a shooter? Even if you miss, you know that Morgan Stamper, there's a high likelihood she's going to pull it down. Gives the Bears the extra possession, makes the 3 by Stone. Bears on top by 7.
Patterson got the basketball. We're working against Stamper over to Thomas, being guarded by Bush. Hall gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up, shots good by Sydney Hall. Give her 4. The Bears' lead is 5.
Nice take by Hall. She got down in the paint. She's on the left side, able to get it off with her right hand off the glass for a pretty easy bucket.
Stone's got the basketball, swings over to Blythe in the corner. Back over to Stone, swings over to Frazier. 10 on the clock. Will feed Stamper. Got 8 on the clock over to Blythe. Been on a couple of dribbles, fumbles a little bit, gets over to the bucket, shots up, shot won't go, but she's fouled. It's on Hall. That'd be her second, team's first here in the third period. And that's going to send Blythe to the line. It's her first trip of the afternoon, 17-23 on the season, 74%.
I'll tell you, Gary, one of the things that UPike does really well is that ball reversal. They're trying to get it to Stamper initially when they can't. They're going to reverse it out the backside and try to hit her on the cut. Blythe that time takes advantage of the penetration and gets to the free throw line.
She makes both of those, give her 8. The Bears leading this one 40-33. Gets over to the Guess. Stats are not updating. I want to try to get a message in here to Wyatt Oxley. Blue Raiders will break the press by the Bears as we close on the 8-minute mark here in the third period. Bears leading this one by 7. Patterson been guarded by Frazier. And ball will be turned over. That'll be the 3rd turnover for the Blue Raiders on the afternoon as Stone comes away with the basketball.
That's good defense by Frazier without fouling. She picked up 2 early.
Stone has the basketball up top. Back over to Bush. Frazier has it. Back over to Bush. He's got basketball. She's going to drive with 10 on the clock. Gets all the way to the bucket. Unable to get it to go. Stamper will battle for it. Be off of Morgan. Out of bounds. It'll be Blue Raiders basketball.
Good effort that time by the Bears. Nice drive by Bush, not able to finish, but a contested shot. Lindsey Wilson, a pretty good defensive trip that time by the Blue Raiders.
Bears continue to share the basketball in the afternoon. They're 13 assists on 15 makes this afternoon.
Lindsey Wilson really trying to get Patterson in that high post.
Thomas shots up, rattles around, comes out. Morgan Stamper says, give me the basketball. Over to Allie Stone, who's going to run the break. She has a Blythe with her 2-on-3. Shots up, shots good. Allie Stone, give her 7. The Bears leading this one by 9.
sophomore from West Carter. Great job running the break right there. Didn't have anything going to the goal, pulls up 15-footer, made it look easy.
You know, there are not too many times when coach will say, well, you're on a 2-on-3 fast break, just pull it from the free throw line. But Allie Stone, I think I'll give her that green light, Jeff.
I would too, and I was looking. I was like, where's Stamper? Because if she misses, you know, if Morgan coming down the lane, again, a high likelihood of an offensive rebound. But like you said, Gary, a 2-on-3 break. Allie Stone stops and pops and gives the Bears a 9-point lead. And Coach Wethington for Lindsey Wilson taking a timeout to talk it over.
It's the Bears, they stretch that lead out to 9. The Bears up a halftime. I can't remember what was the halftime score, Jeff? It was up 4 at halftime, so they've extended that lead by 5 here in the third period, 42-33.
They're making a more concerted effort, are the Bears, to really force the ball inside, and it's paying off for them with the attention that they're drawing. They're able to get it to shooters, and they've got a couple breaks in transition too.
Patterson got the basketball up top, swings it over to Stevens, being guarded by Bush. Picks up her dribble, 15 on the shot clock, over to Patterson. A little mismatch up top, being guarded by Blythe. Stamper now switch on her. Stevens at the basketball, gets to the bucket, shots up, shots good for Stevens. Give her 8. The Bears lead this one 42-35.
Nice take by Stevens that time, using the reverse layup to get it to go.
Frazier swings back over to Stone. Again, the Raiders are staying in that zone defense. Stone has the basketball, swings to Blythe. Her shot's up. Shot rattles around. Stamper with her 7th rebound. Blythe with the floater. Can't get it to go. Patterson will come away with the defensive rebound for the Blue Raiders.
Just what you talked about in the pregame, Gary, those offensive rebounds providing more opportunities for UPike. Not able to get it to go that time, but another offensive rebound for Stamper.
Guess has the basketball on the wing, swings over to Patterson, 15 on the clock. Over to Sydney Hall, 6 minutes played in the third period, Bears up by 7. Stevens has the basketball, gets all the way to the bucket, floater, shots up, rattles around, comes out. Thomas will come away with it. I think they may get Bush. And Thomas will go to the line to shoot 2. Yep, they've got Rachel Bush on the call. It was her second, team second in the third period. Bailey Birchfield will return the lineup for the Bears, along with Clara Fleming for the Blue Raiders. Blythe will check out, and Sydney Hall will check out. Thomas on the afternoon, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. She has 6 points so far.
You know, on that possession, when she drove in, Stamper was in a position where she had to help. So when the shot was missed, you know, she wasn't able. You know, Stamper was not able to get in there and secure that rebound. And Lindsey Wilson got fouled, and converting from the charity stripe.
Give her 8, and then Cox will check in, and Thomas will check out. I tell you what, the crew, the sports information department here at UPike is phenomenal. Quick message, say, hey, the stats aren't updating. Next thing you look down, and the stats are updated, Jeff.
Updated. Helps to know people,
it
right?
Helps. Well, also just the commitment to their job is phenomenal. Frazier, 3-point shot out of the corner. Shots up, shots good. Frazier's second 3-point make of the afternoon. Bears lead this one 45-37.
That was all set up with a high screen and roll. Stamper rolling to the goal. Frazier's man had to go in and help, and she made them pay from behind the arc.
Give Frazier 8. I don't think Amelia Hodges is going to be returning this ball game, Jeff. He's got the knee brace off, got some ice on that knee.
Still limping pretty significantly.
The team's leading scorer coming into the ball game will unable to play in the second half of the Blue Raiders.
And with that brace on, you know, that's the injured knee. It makes you maybe think that maybe you're re-injured something. Hopefully that's not the case. Hope she's okay.
Stevens gets out with the bucket. She scores it. Give her 10, the first Blue Raider in double figures of this afternoon, makes it 45-39.
Nice take by Stevens. Just a straight line drive down the lane for the easy bucket.
Stone with Birchfield, 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. Bailey Birchfield's first bucket of the afternoon. Bears leading this one 9. That's the 8th 3-point make of the afternoon for the Bears.
Bears really starting to heat up behind the charity stripe. Nice job by Birchfield. Had her feet set and ready and knocked that one down.
Playing with confidence in her senior year. Patterson over to Guess, working against Frazier. Step back, jumper shot, rattles around, comes off. Stamper will come away with her 8th rebound, knocked away from her. Patterson has the basketball, gets all the way to the bucket, shots up, comes out. Stamper says, give me my 9th rebound of the afternoon.
I think she just wanted another rebound.
Bush on the break, gets all the way to the bucket, stops. Hope she's okay. She's able to get up. Yeah, she's all right. Bears leading this one by 9. Cox's shot out of the corner comes out. Stamper says, give me my 10th rebound of the afternoon.
Hey, Stamper, Johnny on the spot, so to speak.
Hey, no rebounds in the first period, but the next period and a half, she's got 10.
She's got 10. Better get out of her way. She may have 10 more at this pace.
In 12 minutes or 14 minutes, give me 10 rebounds. Stone has the basketball. 10 on the clock. A lot of hands. Over to Stamper. Has the basketball. 8. Birchville has it. May got away with a walk. Ball's knocked away from her. 5. There's going to be a blocking foul on Fleming.
Birchfield calling for the ball. It was sort of batted around there for a second, and I think if she could have got that ball a split second sooner, she was going to let one fly deep from that right corner. But good job by Lindsey Wilson recovering, not letting her do that, but does commit the foul.
Fleming will check me. I'm sorry, Fleming's first, team second. Gentry and Thomas will check in. That's Gentry's first appearance in the ballgame this afternoon. Probably a little different substitution pattern for the Blue Raiders without Hodges in the second half. Frazier out the corner, shots up. Battleground comes out. Patterson comes away with a rebound. That's her 6th rebound of the afternoon. She'll push over to Fleming, gets all the way to the bucket. She's blocked at the rim.
I think they're going to get Frazier for her 3rd.
Yeah, it is on Frazier. It'll be her 3rd, team's 3rd. And it's going to send Fleming to the line. This will be her first trip on the afternoon. Fleming, 27 of 39 on the season. That's 69%. Blue Raiders are 8 of 8 so far this afternoon from the free throw line. She misses the first. Stevens will return. Thought Patterson may be checking out for the Blue Raiders once if she makes this free throw. Bears leading this one 48-39, 3:23 to play in the 3rd.
Stevens and Patterson, when those two been in together, sort of been hard to handle, but going to give the break to Patterson,
yeah.
Excuse me.
And then Fleming's first point. Bears leading this one 48-40. On the floor for the Bears, Stone, Bush, Birchfield, Stamper, and Frazier.
A lot of points out there right now for UPike. A lot of shooters.
Stone's shots up. The shot's good. Allie Stone, that's her 2nd three-point make. Give her 10. Bears leading this one 51-40, the largest lead of the afternoon for the Bears.
Ball was passed to the right side. The defensive zone shift straight back to Stone, and wide open from 22. Got it to go.
Stevens over to Gentry, who just checked in, got to the baseline, 15 on the clock. Stevens will pass, be knocked away by Frazier. Nice hustle from the senior. Stamper will come away with the 4th turnover charge of Blue Raiders on the afternoon.
Great defense by the Bears.
Stone's got the basketball. Lindsey Wilson is this man of defense this time, right?
Yeah.
Birchfield with the floater, shots up. Rattles run, comes out. Stevens will come away with the defensive rebound. Birchfield with the back tap. Stevens got the basketball all the way to the bucket. Shots up. Rattles run, comes out. Bailey Frazier will come away with her 3rd rebound of the afternoon.
Good job that time by Bailey Frazier. Had good position. Got the carom off the rim to secure the rebound for UPike.
Sydney Hall return for the Blue Raiders' next dead ball.
Oh,
Stone,
what
nice
a
move,
move.
gets all the way to the bucket. Scored in all 3 levels, give her 12. Bears lead this one by 13.
Got her with a little hesitation dribble.
Oh, she can beat you from deep. She can beat you at the rim, the mid game. She's shown it all today.
She has a nice game tonight for Allie Stone thus far.
Thomas over to Gentry, has the basketball. Back over to Cox, to Thomas, 3-point shot's good. Thomas gives her 11. That's her first 3-point make of the afternoon. 53-43. Bears leading this one with 1:30 to play in the 3rd.
Yeah, Thomas, the tallest player on Lindsey Wilson's roster. You think you may be okay letting her shoot that one, but she connected from long range.
15 on the clock. Stone over to Frazier. Back over to Stone. The feed Stamper. Frazier from the corner. Shots up. Shots good. Bailey Frazier's 3rd 3-point make. Give her 11. That makes 3 Bears in double figures on the afternoon. 56-43 Bears.
Stamper with the assist, so unselfish, but she draws so much attention, but she's able to find those shooters on the perimeter. Her teammate Bailey Frazier helping her out there.
The 5th turnover charge of the Blue Raiders at Birchville. Get the back tap over to Stone. Has the basketball. She'll pull it out. Bears have hit 10 3-pointers on the afternoon.
Make it 11.
Stone says, give me 11.
Make it 11. I'll call it before it goes in.
Let's give her 3 3-point makes. Give her 15. Bears up by 16.
Nice 3rd quarter here from the Bears, really stretching this lead on out to 16 points.
I think Lindsey Wilson may have to come out of that zone, Jeff.
They're going to have to do something because U-Pike is a little hot right now.
Stevens with up and under. Nice move by Jordan Stevens. Give her 12. The lead is 14 for the Bears.
Great up and under. And Bailey Frazier with 3 fouls. Couldn't really foul right there and just sort of had to let her do her thing to get the easy basket for Lindsey Wilson.
Shot clock's off. Got 5 on the play clock, though. Stone.
Here it is. Here it is.
Heat check. Comes out. Stanford offensive rebound, and she's fouled. That'll be Stanford's 11th rebound. It's going to be called on Thomas, I believe. Nope, they're going to call it on Fleming, and that's going to be Fleming's second foul of the afternoon.
She got that offensive rebound between 2 defenders. There were 2 women there trying to block her out. Just the hustle, the execution to secure that rebound from Morgan Stamper to earn another trip to the free throw line.
Hall, Guess, and Patterson return for Blue Raiders.
1/10 of a second. That just shows you how important those defensive rebounds are. If Lindsey Wilson could have secured that rebound, even knocked it away, they save a foul and a potential point here from Stamper.
Stamper will miss the first. She'll have one more. 0.1 second is left in the third. She makes the second one, gives Stamper 8. And we'll go to the fourth period. Bears leading this one 60-45, Jeff. A great third period for the Bears. They scored outscored 24-16 in the third period. Bears go 8 of 16, and Jeff, in one period, they go 6 of 10 from the three-point line.
And none of those 10 three-pointers were bad shots. They were good shots. They were in rhythm, either coming from ball reversal or post touch on the kick out. And usually when you're doing that, you're going to shoot at a higher percentage anyway. But when you take into account that U-Pike already shoots it at a very high clip, it doesn't surprise you that they knocked those shots down in the third quarter.
Bears through three quarters of play, Jeff. They scored 25 in the third period. They go 22 of 42 from the floor, 52%. 11 of 21 from deep, 52%. 5 and 9 from the free throw line. Lindsey Wilson through 3 quarters of play, 17 of 38, 44%. 2 of 7 in deep, 29%, and they're 9 of 10. Bears have 3 players in double figures. Bush and Stone both with 15. Frazier has 11. Stamper has 8 points and 11 rebounds through 3 periods of play. For the Blue Raiders, Stevens leads the way with 12. Thomas has 11. Patterson has 8. So, Jeff, what the Bears have to do to close out this non-conference matchup pull out victory, the 8th straight of the season?
I think it all comes on the defensive end. I think they can't get, lackadaisical down here. They've got to keep the ball in front of them. They've got to make Lindsey Wilson shoot contested shots. And then on those misses, they've got to secure the rebound. Just keep doing what they're doing on offense. And, the Bears hopefully will be sitting pretty here in about 10 minutes.
22 makes, 18 assists for the Bears on the afternoon.
Very unselfish.
Stamper over to Parker, who just checked in for the Bears. 15 on the clock. She picks up her dribble over to Stamper. 10 on the clock. Bloth will come get it. Gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up. Comes out. Bush offensive rebound. Shot's good. Give her 17. And the Bears lead is 17.
And that's what I'm saying on offense. You just keep doing what you're doing. Miss shots. High likelihood you're going to get the offensive rebound, as Bush did there. Puts it up and in to extend that Bears lead.
Over to Stevens. Bears going zone here. No, is this zone or man-to-man, Jeff?
It's a little matchup trying to make Lindsey Wilson think about it.
Yes, shot up in the top of the key. Stamper comes away with her 12th rebound, says get out of my way.
You're not going to take it from her.
She comes in the game averaging 13 rebounds per game. She has 12 now. Bears up by 17 with the basketball.
Coach Williams telling his team to run a set, had her on a skip, just the right play, just that pass a little too much from Bush, but they had Stamper down low.
Very similar to the first half. I thought Bush hesitated on that pass. So I think it was open, and then she hesitated slightly and then threw the pass, which allowed the defender to get into that passing lane as well.
One thing, it's very difficult for kids at this level. I don't care if it's men's, women's, I don't care, is that post pass. To throw the ball down low to a post player because you want to second guess yourself, you want to hesitate instead of just, seeing it and letting it rip. It's something that just comes with time. You work on it, but you still see those errant passes on the post entry plays.
Frazier returned to the line for the Bears, replacing Bush. 15 on the clock for Lindsey Wilson. Patterson has it up top. She's handled by Birchfield up top. Hands it off to Hall. Back over to Thomas. Yep, they're going to call her for steps. That would be the 6th turnover charge to the Blue Raiders. Both teams, Jeff, taking care of the basketball days. The Bears turned over 7 times. That's the 6th for the Blue Raiders. So both teams done a good job taking care of the basketball.
Been a very clean, well-played game. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of turnovers. A lot of execution, made shots, sharing the basketball on both sides. U-Pike just making a few more than Lindsey Wilson.
They'll feed Stamper. Right-handed shot is blocked by Thomas. They're going to get Thomas with the foul. A little late whistle. That'll be Thomas's second. That'll be the first charge of the Blue Raiders here in the 4th period. Stamper go to the line shooting 2. She's 2 of 4 on the afternoon. Comes the game average of 10 points per ball game. She has 8. Goes along with 12 rebounds today. Give her 9. Bears up by 18, the largest lead of the afternoon.
If she can get this one to go, she'll have that double-double. She's been averaging one.
I believe we're going to have must be having a little blood or something on the floor or something.
Gives both teams a chance to get to the huddle.
Yeah, so the official come over and check to the Bears players, say, is everybody good? You know, that situation there with Thomas, I believe it's her finger.
I think it's another one.
Yeah, because the other one is bandaged up.
Yeah, it was on her left hand. I think this one's one on her right hand of.
The thing is, Jeff, the Bears have done a good job defensively. The Blue Raiders coming game averaging 83 points per ball game. They've held them to 45 here. Got 8 minutes to play here in the 4th, but they've done a good job defensively.
They've done a great job. Early in the game, I thought Lindsey Wilson, they scored some easy buckets on those straight line drives. Patterson would get it at the free throw line, and she would just go straight down and lay it in. But since then, especially after halftime, U-Pike's had that more concerted effort to give up, not allow those straight line drives, make Lindsey Wilson make an extra pass, do something different, and it made it really tough on the Blue Raiders here. Essentially since the first quarter, but especially in the second half.
As I believe we got everything cleaned up. The Bears will be back in action on the looking at the men's schedule here. They'll be looking at the. I know they have a game next weekend, next Friday, on the 22nd. And they take on Rio Grande. They play the 19th as well.
The 19th at Rio Grande and the 22nd at home versus Oakland City.
There you go. And then they have the number 1 ranked team in the country, Campbellsville, coming in after that on the 30th.
Happy New Year, right?
Happy New Year. Stamper, I think she had one more free throw.
Yeah, she made her first.
Yep, and then she made the second one there too. So.
But she'd probably shoot another one if they'd let her.
So give her season average of 10 points. She needs 1 rebound to get her season average from the boards as well.
U-Pike bringing a little full court pressure after the made free throws.
Thomas into Patterson. Swinging over to Stevens.
The walk, good call.
Nice job of Julia Parker to get into the driving lane there without fouling as well. Force Stevens to make that extra step. That'll be the 7th turnover charge to the Blue Raiders.
Good defense by the Bears, looking to extend the lead. 7:45 left here in the ballgame.
Blythe has the basketball, swinging to Julia Parker, 15 on the clock. Frazier got it on the wing. She's looking for Stamper on the inside now. She'll use a screen. Guarded by Guess. Nice job of Julia to tiptoe the half-court line. 4 on the clock. Left-handed shots up. Shot's good for the senior from Paul Blazer High School. Bears lead this one by 21, 66-45.
Parker rescues that ball at midcourt and drives it straight down the lane, throws it up with the left hand, and gets it to drop. 21-point lead.
Patterson gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up, shots good. Give her 10. Bears up by 19. That's her first bucket in a long time, though, Jeff.
Yeah, I think those first 8 came early in the game, and since U-Pike sort of shut her down, that's one of the reasons they've been able to stretch this lead out to near 20 points.
Blythe with the crossover gets all the way to the bucket. Unable to get it to go. Patterson, defensive rebound. They want to get Stamper with the push. That'll be her second, team's first here in the 4th. Stone will return to the lineup, and she'll replace Andy Blythe. Blythe had a heck of a game today. Blythe got 8 points and 4 assists as well.
Stone coming back into the game after that big third quarter.
Wow. She's had an all-around game today, Allie Stone has. Sydney Hall gets over the gas. Birchfield applies the pressure, 15 on the clock. Hall from the corner, shots up, shot's good for Sydney Hall. Give her 7, and the lead is 16.
And that's what Sydney does great. She gets her feet set, and she's such a great shooter from out there. And that's one thing the Bears can't do. They can't allow Lindsey Wilson to make three-point baskets. They got to make them, shoot and make contested twos.
Birchfield gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up, shots good for Bailey Birchfield. Give her 5. She'll go to the line shooting 1. And the foul is going to be on 12. It's on Patterson. That'll be her second, team second, and a 4th. Birchfield on the season coming in the game and shooting. I'm not going to tell you what she is from the free throw line.
But she's still that.
She's still that, exactly right. Give her 6, Bears up by 19.
Patterson, for Lindsey Wilson, probably knew the scouting report a little too well. She rushed out at Birchfield. Birchfield just goes right around her, puts it up and in for the three-point play.
Thomas's shots up, comes off. Stamper will come away with the defensive rebound, and he'll get Guess with a push. So that'll be her 13th rebound of the day, her season average. Guess will be called for the foul push. That'll be the team's 3rd. That'll be the second on Guess. And the Bears will inbound the basketball from the end line with 6:08 to play, leading this one 69-50.
Just really been able to, stretch that lead out. They were, like you said, Gary, they were up 5 at halftime, 19 now. So just sort of a dominating performance during that third quarter.
Frazier's shot rattles around, comes out. Stamper will come away with the offensive rebound. They're going to call a jump ball. And the possession area will go to Blue Raiders. I'll tell you what, Morgan Stamper shows that give me the basketball.
Well, here's the thing. You talk about team and team chemistry. U-Pike's whole bench was cheering a potential offensive rebound by Morgan Stamper. And you just don't see that often, and it's good to see from this group of Bears.
Guess has the basketball at 15 over to Patterson, the free throw line. Parker will pressure her. Thomas, baseline jumpers up and good. Give her 13. The Bears lead is 17.
Good help by Stamper to take away the layup, the straight line drive, and forcing Lindsey Wilson to make the 15-foot jump shot. But good execution by the Blue Raiders.
Stone has the basketball. Over to Birchfield. 3-point shots up. 3-point shots good. Bailey Birchfield's second 3-point make of the afternoon. Give her 9. Bears lead us 20.
Good take by Birchfield. Just a lot of confidence, like you said, Gary. She's just so much confidence in that shot right now and her ability on the offensive end. It's good to see.
Sydney's Hall shots up, doesn't draw anything. Guess with the offensive rebound back to Hall. Thomas, baseline jumpers up, rattles around, comes off. Stevens, offensive rebound. Birchfield will knock it away. They won't get her, caught her with a hack. That'll be Bailey's 3rd. Team's 3rd here in the 4th. And the Blue Raiders will inbound the basketball from the baseline with 20 on the clock. 4:42 to play in the game. Bears leading this one 72-52. Patterson will have it on the baseline. Guarded by Parker. Parker, nice job in there, but Patterson will score it. Give her 12. Bears lead is 18.
Yeah, she's hard to deal with down in there. If she gets the ball in that position, she's going to get a shot off or get fouled. And that's what Lindsey Wilson's been trying to do all afternoon.
She comes in the game averaging 12, Patterson, and she's got 12 today. Stones with the basketball, stops, pops, a little contact at the bucket, no call. Frazier will come away with the steal. Parker, Stone from the corner, blocked though. Sydney Hall come away with for Lindsey Wilson. She'll pass it to the Guess, who's going to push for the Raiders. They got numbers they wanted. Guess shots up, Rattlezone comes out. Patterson will come away with the offensive rebound. Gets to the bucket. Pump fake, give her 14. The lead is 16 for the Bears.
Lindsey Wilson trying to make it interesting, scoring on the last 2 possessions. U-Pike, they let it run deep in the shot clock, just couldn't get it to go.
Nice play. Bailey Frazier scored at the bucket, give her 13. That'll be the 8th assist for Allie Stone. The Bears leading it by 18.
A great pass by Allie. Frazier just slipped the screen, and she got it to her right at the basket.
A steal for Morgan Stamper, gets out to Allie Stone. She and Stevens. Stone absorbed the contact, scored at the bucket, give her 17 points on the afternoon. Bears leading this one by 20.
It was a strong finish by Stone right there. Had to power through contact to get that one to go.
Very patient. Patterson's jumper is up and good. Give Patterson 16. The lead is 18 for the Bears.
Patterson got a lot of her points in the first quarter, now getting a lot of them here in the fourth quarter, but the Bears still comfortably in control.
Stone has the basketball. Swing over to Bailey Frazier. We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play in this ball game. Bears will be winning their 8th straight ball game. As pass a little too wide for Morgan Stamper will be the 8th turnover of the Bears. As they have Cox, Gentry, Borders, and Fleming will check in for the Blue Raiders. That'll be a timeout charge here to the Bears. I believe you're going to see a few subs here, so 30-second timeout. And Jeff, the Bears on the day, 28 of 53, 13 of 25 from deep, 8 of 12. Rebounding, Jeff, they're winning the battle on the backboard, 29-23. Again, on 28 made buckets, 19 assists, led by Allie Stone's 8 on the afternoon.
She's played such a good game, has Allie Stone. Just a consummate floor general out there. She's got the ball where it needs to go. But at the same time, she's been able to knock down shots, and that's a hard combo to defend. You know, if you're trying to focus on her passing the ball and she's knocking down 25-footers, it's almost too much. It has been too much today for Lindsey Wilson.
The Bears got 19 assists and 8 turnovers. Jeff, for the Blue Raiders, they have 6 assists and 8 turnovers.
Yeah, and it's UPike done such a great job sharing the basketball, and Lindsey Wilson's lack of success on offense has a lot to do with UPike's defense. They've done a good job help side. They've done a really good job on the boards. And there's another steal.
Julia Parker comes over with the steal.
Yeah. Just read that one clearly, like a free safety back there.
The 9th turnover for the Blue Raiders. Allie Stone's got the basketball. Swings to Bailey Frazier. Parker will come get the basketball. Use a screen. 15 on the clock. Offensive foul's going to be called on Bailey Frazier. Frazier's 4th. Team's 3rd here in the 4th period. Rachel Bush returned to the lineup. She's been out for a little while. She'll come in and she will replace Bailey Frazier with those fouls.
Mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Frazier recognized before the game for joining the 1,000-point club. Bears come out in a little zone now. They can play zone. They just got to know where Patterson's at.
Gentry gets all the way to the bucket. Shots up. No good. Patterson will knock it out of bounds as we tick under 2 minutes.
Good job by Parker that time, blocking Patterson out. Kept her from getting the offensive rebound. Knocked out of bounds. Bears looking to add to this lead.
Parker over to Birchfield. Will stop on a dime over to Parker. Stamper's got the basketball, swings it back out to Birchfield. 3-point shot's up. 3-point shot's good. Bailey Birchfield give her 12. The 14th made 3-pointer for the Bears. They're up by 21.
Morgan Stamper had that ball in the paint. There were 3 people on her. 3 people. And she finds Birchfield in the corner, who makes it look easy.
Stamper with a stop on defensively. Another turnover charge. The Blue Raiders, they're 10th. And the Bears are closing on their season average of points of 82 points as they got 79. Parker's 3-point shot's up. Give her her first 3-point made of the afternoon. Parker, she has 5, and the Bears are leading this one by 24.
I was going to say, it's just going to take one shot. The way they've been shooting the basketball, it's only going to take 1 3 to get to that season average.
Borders baseline jumper's up. It's good. That's her first bucket. Give her 2. Bears leading this one by 22. As we're closing 45 seconds away from the Bears will win their 8th straight game and move to 10-2 on the season.
Just a great run by the Bears here these last 7 or 8 games, and a phenomenal season. Give Coach Williams and his ladies a lot of credit. They've just really fought hard and made plays when they need to.
Bush with the offensive rebound. Shots up, no good. Stamper with another rebound as the bench is celebrating another offensive rebound. And not sportsmanship there, too. Patterson helping her up.
I'm telling you right now, Morgan Stamper, she's something to be dealt with down low, and she just does such a great job using her body, reading the shots, getting in those positions.
It's going to be called on Borders, her first.
That's her career rebound number 1,000.
1,000. Think about that, folks. Not points, rebounds.
1,000 rebounds.
She's only got 15 today.
Just 15.
She'll shoot 2.
I think it's 15 more than I had my sophomore season. Oh, but just a huge accomplishment for her, and she's really been a great player here during her career. She's been fun to watch.
She'll miss both of those. Bears will under 20 to play. Borders got the basketball. Backdoor cut by Cox. She's blocked at the rim by Bush. The Bears will have it, and they'll look just to dribble it out. Parker's got the basketball. And the Bears will win their 8th straight game. And as I got a request in for a little post-game interview with Bailey Frazier, we'll see how well Brock Christ is. Yeah, Bailey's just give us.
She sees. She's on her way.
It's not her first rodeo.
No,
is it?
it's not either. Just a phenomenal outing today. So unselfish, by the Bears. They played really well. They were able to, get a lot of assists. That defensive contesting shots and rebounding the basketball. And then really on the offensive end, just some hot shooting from Coach Williams' team.
So on the night, Jeff, Lindsey Wilson goes 24 of 52 from the floor, 46%, 4 of 11 from deep, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. They're led in scoring. They had a trio of players in double figures. Patterson with 17, Thomas with 13, Stevens with 12. Patterson led the task on the backboard with 8. They had 24 rebounds, had 6 assists in those 10 turnovers. For the Bears, I got to count these, Jeff. They got 5 players in double figures. Bush and Stone both have 17. Birchfield with 17 for Bush, 17 for Stone, 14 for Frazier, 12 for Birchfield, 10 for Stamper. Stamper had the double-double with 10 points, 15 rebounds. Stone, listen to this stat line, Jeff, 17 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. The Bears have 20 assists on 30 made buckets, and they only turned the basketball over 8 times on the day. The Bears go 30 of 57 from the floor, 53%, 15 of 28, a 54% clip, and 8 of 14 from the free throw line. A heck of a day, Jeff, for the Bears offensively.
It really was, and it just shows you those second half adjustments. Bears were only up 5 at halftime, come away with a 22-point victory, and you don't know if it was just something that Coach Williams said to them during halftime, or if it was something they just started doing better, more efficiently. But on offense, on defense, just a phenomenal, well-rounded performance today by UPike.
So the Bears will be back in action on the 19th as they travel to Rio Grande to play. This will be a 1 o'clock tip-off, and then they'll also be back here in Pikeville on the 22nd as they take on Oakland City. I believe is who will be taking on there. And again, we have a request in to talk to Bailey Frazier with that 1,000th point. Also, we need to talk to you got to get Morgan Stamper on here sometime with 1,000 rebounds. There's a lot of people getting a lot of stats.
It's phenomenal. I mean, just how hard you have to work, and how skilled you have to be. It's not all hard work. There's a lot of skill in there as well. Just to know where that ball's coming off and be able to go get it before somebody else does. It's it's such an important stat that people like you and I talk about every game. Who's going to win the battle of the boards? Who's going to win the battle of the boards? How comfortable is it knowing that more often than not, Morgan Stamper and the UPike Bears are going to win the battle of the boards?
Well, we talked about Allie Stone's stat line. Also, you commented on this several times throughout this ball game about the attention that Morgan Stamper demands on the inside. 10 points, 15 rebounds. We talked about that, but she also had 4 assists on the afternoon as well.
Yeah, and most of those were 3-point baskets because they were 2 or 3 people on her. I know one of them was to Birchfield. One of them was to Frazier in this corner. And it come at a very crucial stretch of time, too, when UPike needed baskets and Lindsey Wilson couldn't buy one. And, that lead went from 5 up to 8 up to 11 and ended up with a 22-point victory here this afternoon.
So, Jeff, as far as this, I'm going to give you a stat here. You tell me kind of like, they consider this modern-day basketball now. Of course, it's, the threes versus the twos. Lindsey Wilson scores. The Bears had 22 points in the paint. Lindsey Wilson had 32. So the Bears get outscored by 10 points in the paint, but also the Bears makes 15 threes. Excuse me, 14 threes. My stats keep on changing for some reason here. Hang on. Yeah, 14 threes. They make 10 more threes than what Lindsey Wilson does. So they get outscored in the paint, but they're beating them in the three-point land.
It is a little bit of that, the way the game's played now. I still am a little bit old school. I'm okay with scoring points in the paint. I think that scoring points in the paint, opens up that on the outside. I think UPike did a better job today of, the threat of Stamper in the paint is what opened up a lot of those threes. And, UPike did a real good job defensively. Lindsey Wilson were scoring points in the paint, but when they couldn't and they kicked it out, they weren't as efficient from the three-point line. And, had Lindsey Wilson been more efficient and UPike a little less efficient from behind the arc, obviously the margin, is a lot closer. You may have a 1-2 point ball game. It may have went the other way, but it didn't. And, until next time, so to speak, UPike gets another win in this series that's traditionally been dominated by Lindsey Wilson.
Also, Jeff, we talked about, again, it's not just coming out and shooting a three-point shot to be shooting a three-point shot. It has to be part of the offense. And you talk about the Bears, the ball movement. You talk about in the first half and the second half of how they swing that ball from side to side, and they'll give that post touch as well, and they'll score if they need to. But also, Stanford and Bush on the inside, too, it requires so much attention. They'll come out, and they'll kick it back out for a wide-open three-point bucket.
You at this level, you can have great shooters from the three-point line, and it's much easier to defend if you don't have a post presence. And Morgan Stamper, for Coach Williams and the UPike Bears, that she's a post presence. She can score down in there, and she draws all that attention. And man, late in the game, she's triple teamed, and she can't score. Her only option is Birchfield in the corner. And after Bailey Birchfield made that three, she's grinning from ear to ear. She may not be grinning like that if you don't have a player like Morgan Stamper down in there. And luckily we do. Luckily, shooters love post players because it opens up those corner threes and those long threes from the wing. And as long as UPike's knocking those down, I don't really care who they're playing. They're going to be hard to beat.
The thing is, Jeff, when you have a game where you make a lot of threes, and again the other night the Bears made 23 threes, and tonight they made 14. And sometimes those numbers can be skewed because somebody got hot.
Right.
Then you make those 7 or 8. Well, Jeff, at 14 made threes tonight, the Bears had 6 players make a three-point bucket.
And again, that's hard to guard. It's hard to game plan for that. If you're game planning for, 1 or 2 shooters, we got to know where, Birchfield is, for example. But it's hard to game plan for 6.
Yeah.
If they all can shoot it, you've got to get out and contest all of them, and it's almost pick your poison. Do you let the three-point shooters run wild, or do you really try to contain Stamper? I thought Lindsey Wilson had a good game plan. They were trying to double and triple team Stamper. You saw the Bears have a couple turnovers trying to force her the ball, but when they were patient with those ball reverses, with the in and out post touches, they were those threes that weren't open early were open late, and they knocked them down.
I'll tell you, we'll go ahead and end this stream. We'll try to get Bailey Frazier maybe during the pregame of the men. Hang on just a second. Let's see if Bailey's coming out right now. Everybody's kind of coming out slowly here.
I see Morgan up here. She's got the game ball.
Yeah, she's going to let go of that one. Hang on just a second here, folks. Because you got Bailey and her sister Brooklyn's on the team, too. And from a distance, you can tell they're sisters from a distance.
Right.
And so I'm not sure if that was Bailey or Brooklyn who come out. I'd like to get Bailey on this stream if we could. And that was Brooklyn. So let's go ahead and win this stream as the Bears pick up their 8th straight win, 82-60. And stay with us, folks. We'll take about, 10 or 15 minutes probably. We'll come back on for a little pregame show with the men's game, and also have Bailey Frazier. For Jeff Campbell, Gary Justice, and my son Blake Justice, who's doing the camera work for us today. It's a great day to be a Bear.